Hi everybody, Marty Rubin, and I'm back for another segment of Marty's Corner. And we have a special guest today. And he's riding his bicycle here. With Grease Lightning, Jake Goz, who is playing the charming, cool, charismatic
Oh, you're too nice.
Danny Zuko in the hit musical.
Grease.
Oh man, it's unbelievable. What a ride you got here.
I know, she's great, huh?
Unbelievable. It's awesome. Just saying Danny Zuko for me gets me excited. I mean, has it been a blast out here? First 2 weeks?
Of course. I mean, you see the show, like, yeah. It's 2 hours of fun. You know,
my God,
just running around, having fun with your pals. Like, it's the stereotypical high school experience that we all grew up with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I understand you're from Long Island. Where did you grow up?
Yes. So I grew up on the North Shore. I'm from East Northport, New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anybody who's familiar.
Yes, we got a lot of Long Islanders out here watching.
Yeah.
And opening night, I had the pleasure of meeting your mom and
yes,
your brother.
Yes,
okay, very nice people.
Yeah.
So does that have a special meaning for you when your family can come, to see you perform?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, you don't always have that luxury in this business. Being an actor takes you to a lot of different places, which is really awesome. But the flip side of that is a little less time with the family, a little less time with your loved ones, and the fact that I have this opportunity this summer to be in a spot where everybody can come and say hello. That means a lot to me. It really does.
Yeah, that's really nice. Did you grow up acting in all in the schools and in the Long Island theaters and do that whole scene as a young?
No, actually, not really. My path was a little bit different. I started singing in choirs when I was about 12 I think. Yeah, and my middle school choir director kind of came up to me one day. I guess had heard that I could sing, and was like, "Hey, why aren't you in choir?" And I just looked at him very, very plainly and said, "Well, I don't know." and that's how that got started. And I actually went to school for classical voice, for like opera. So I wasn't doing like the Long Island theater scene, which is really great, as you know, and a lot of people who work here know, and have been a part of it. And so I was a little late to the game, honestly. It wasn't until I was in school for a while.
How old were you when you got started acting?
I mean, I did shows in high school, like I think my first musical I was like 16, but all through college and all that stuff, I was doing opera, which is acting, but it's a totally different
Now I know why you have
practice.
such a powerful voice,
And so I actually didn't make the decision to switch over to musical theater until right before the pandemic hit. I was in graduate school and I was about to finish my master's degree, and just kind of had a heart-to-heart conversation with a lot of people in my life who support my career, and we ultimately came to a kind of a cumulative decision that this was the way to go, and then we all got stuck at home for a while.
I know.
But you know what? That ended up being a good thing for me, because I was able to take that time and kind of renegotiate what I was doing with my voice, with my body, all those kind of things to put me in a position to work in musical theater as opposed to opera, and I mean, it's the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, and you were ready to go when
we all opened up, I was ready to go.
We were all shot out of a cannon. So happy to be back.
Exactly.
Is it intimidating at all for you when you play a role like this, when you know that, like John Travolta is known for this, playing Danny Zuko, or other well-known actors? Is that intimidating? Do you say, okay, I got to live up to this kind of?
I don't think intimidating is the right word. It's a big responsibility.
Right.
It's a big responsibility because every paying customer walks through those doors and they have an idea of what this show is.
Right.
This isn't.
Everybody knows Grease.
Everybody knows Grease. Everybody has either seen the show or seen the movie, or multiple different versions of the show and movie, and so everybody has an idea of who Danny Zuko is supposed to be.
Right.
But I don't take that as like a daunting thing. Like I relish that.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking to be John Travolta.
Right.
I'm looking to be my own version of Danny Zuko.
And you make it your own, this role. I have to tell you. Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, it's really good. The show itself is a crowd-pleasing show. When you look at your character, what kind of lessons do you learn as Danny Zuko about yourself and with other characters? Is there some message that you feel the growth of the character throughout the show?
I think that the role's a lot more relatable than people realize. It's Danny's arc is coming of age. He learns a lot about relationships and his own growth as a human being and you see that from beginning to end,
Right.
who he is in the beginning,
Right.
palling around with his friends and all that, and changing into
But you see that good heart underneath.
yes, exactly, and just becoming a much more mature version of himself by the end of the show.
Yes.
And I think that's incredibly relatable to anybody who has been an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we've all kind of gone through some form of that.
Right, right.
And that I don't think that that has any boundaries. Like, no matter who you are, no matter how you identify, all those kind of things. I think that this type of story, this coming of age, maturity, growth, is something that anybody can relate to.
Yes. Now, I don't know whether you're into sports or not, but I have to tell you, you have some very athletic moves in the show. I mean,
You could say that.
jump into the Grease Lightning scene. You jump really high to get into the car.
Yes.
You have a jumping scene when you're doing track, and I won't say.
Can't give it away.
Can't give it away.
You gotta pay for that.
That's right. But did you play ball growing up? Because you look athletic.
Yeah. So I'm actually a certified personal trainer.
Okay.
That's kind of like
yeah.
us actors. We all got the side gig, and that is one of mine.
Right.
But I played most of the sports you can think of growing up. I started with soccer, and I played t-ball, and I went into baseball, and I played youth league basketball. I played football. All
Right.
that.
How would you compare the butterflies and adrenaline you would get before a game as compared to going on for live theater?
It's more here. I'm not. So I was an athlete. I was not a star athlete.
Right.
So, the eyes were not on me when I was, coming in for mop-up duty playing varsity football.
Hey,
But
you played varsity ball.
Yeah.
That's something,
But no, it's the greatest feeling. Those butterflies.
It's a rush.
Oh,
yeah.
it's so much fun because you're about to go out there and like you're about to have in this case 500 sets of eyes on you, and I think that's so much fun. It's
Yeah.
so awesome, and you just it's the again I don't know if pressure's the right word, but like just the opportunity to deliver every night. I love that.
Do you? So you're coming from where? The city when you come here?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so you get on the train. You're coming out here. When do you go into Danny Zuko persona? Like, when do you start putting your game face on to get ready to give your best performance?
Great question. I mean,
Without getting in trouble on the train.
Oh,
doing your dance moves.
I'm really low key before shows. I think there are people, every actor's different, and they're the kind of people that like need to be very social and like have their whole thing. Like, I've got my routine, and like I come in, something to eat just to kind of keep the body refreshed, all that kind of stuff. And then I'm getting the vocal warm up in, I'm getting a physical warm up in, because if I don't do that, I'm gonna wreck my body in the
Yes,
show.
yes.
We have our lift call, which in this show takes 20 years. But and then it's just kind of getting it together. Like Mike and I, Mike Bindeman, who's playing Kinnicky, we'll pal around a little bit in the dressing room, just get ourselves ready for the day. Like,
Any superstitions that you might have before the show?
it goes show to show. It goes show to show. Like I normally so one thing I do a lot, I always play solitaire before a show,
Mhm.
but I haven't been doing that in this show. And the only reason for that is that the pre-show process is so extensive. I just don't have time. It's 5 minutes before, and I am in my hair, and that's about it.
Yes.
So it's a quick turnaround from that 5 minutes to getting on stage to start the show.
Now you have a lot of scenes with Ellie Smith.
I do, yes.
Who's just a terrific Sandy. In basketball, all right, I usually talk baseball, but I'm going
Let's
to talk
talk
basketball
basketball.
for a second. A point guard makes everybody on the team better. Dishes the ball to everybody, elevates the team. When Ellie Smith is knocking it out of the park as Sandra Day, does that help take your game to a higher level to match that kind of performance?
Marty, I am the center on the pick and roll. I mean, that's what it is. Ellie does an incredible job every single night. I think everybody who's in this room right now knows that.
Right. What a voice. Right?
Yeah, 100%. She is just the quintessential Sandy Dabrowski, exactly who you want playing the character.
Right.
Could not ask for better. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. When she is on stage, she elevates the scene.
Yes, she makes everybody better.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Right, and may I say the same thing for you?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You really, it's nice. It's a young cast, and you feel that energy. And do you ever visualize where everybody's going to go in the future? when this show's over?
So our director, Eugenio Contenti, actually mentioned that in rehearsals to me. We were having a conversation. God, it might have been the first week of rehearsals. And he says, I've been around a lot of casts, and I've been in a lot of casts, and there is something special about this Grease. Like you said, everybody knows Grease, and there are really good ways to do Grease. There are not so good ways to do Grease. I think we're doing a pretty good Grease,
Yes.
in my opinion.
No, I agree.
But he said, he was like, everybody in this cast just brings so much to the table. It's going to be really fascinating 5, 7, 10 years out to see where everybody is. And I wholeheartedly agree with Eugenio on that. I mean, I think every single person in this cast has the opportunity and the ability every night to just totally steal the show.
Yes.
And it can be somebody different every night. One night it could be Duty just killing us all with those magic changes, and another night Marty can sing the you-know-what
Yep.
out of Freddie My Love,
Yep.
or Patty Simcox is just killing everybody with her antics. So I think that the beautiful thing about this show is that there's really an opportunity for everybody to have a moment,
Yes.
and
Everybody shines.
every single person in this cast takes that opportunity.
Yes. When you're on your game, and I've seen almost all the performances, and you've been on it every night.
Oh, thank you.
Is there a particular song or mannerism where when you hit that, you go, yeah, I got it tonight.
Oh.
I'm in gear. I'm in gear.
Oh, do I reveal my secrets?
If you could tell
no,
us.
I think that. So this is a really interesting role in that the thing I think about the least is my big solo number. Sandy is like the last thing on my mind.
Right.
And it's because of everything that comes before it and then everything that comes after it.
Right.
There's
Right.
just so much going on and there's so much to be thinking about. But when Jonathan hits that chord and I start with the Stranded at the Drive-In, it's like, all right, we're good to go. Here we go.
I love
It's
that
going to be
song.
fine.
Yeah. It's a classic, and everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a good song, and my personal favorite, and you're sitting on Grease Lightning here. I mean, this is quite a piece of machinery. Would you do us the honor of singing a few bars and taking Marty's corner out with a little Grease Lightning?
I don't know if anybody knows this, but I do have a verse in Grease Lightning. That's my boy Kanicki's song, but I
Yes.
did get things started.
Right.
So if I could get things started with Grease Lightning to end Marty's corner, I
Yes.
think that would be very appropriate.
We would love it.
All right. Well, I was saying what I say about this carving night is, well, this could be a major piece of machinery. I mean, this car could be automatic. Why? It could be systematic. Hydromatic. Why? Well, this is Grease Lightning. I get some overhead lifters and 4-barrel quads, oh yeah. A fuel-injected cutout with chrome-plated rods, oh yeah. With a 4-speed on the floor, they'll be waiting at the door. Without a doubt, we'll be really making out in Grease Lightning.
Woo!
You gotta pay for the rest.
I love it. That's great. I mean, you want to come out here and see Jake win in the heart of Sandy D Wednesday through Sunday and twice on Saturday. All right? Come on out to the Argyle Theater. We're playing through August 27th, and we can't wait to see you at the Argyle Theater.